Hey everybody, welcome to Inside the Booth. I'm Dan Arena. I'm coming at you with a special Inside the Booth interview. It's going to be a special interview, and man, I hope you guys enjoy this. Have a great time. You know what to do afterwards. You know, hit the like button, subscribe, and all that jazz.
Hi, I'm Dennis Weatherby. I work at Kennedy Space Center. Been there for about 35 years. I work for a contractor for NASA, which is ASRC Solutions, Data Solutions Company. And I've worked for different companies out there throughout the 35 years. I've worked for Lockheed Martin. I've worked for Abacus Technologies, a lot of different companies. RCA is when I first started. And I've been working with the space shuttle since STS-1. I've seen all the space shuttle launches and all the other launches since then.
All right, so question about that, the space station and all the jobs you said you worked through, but for NASA. Now, are those government-issued jobs?
Yes.
They are,
Yes.
okay. And in the government issue, is it more like a sworn secrecy thing, so where you can't talk about stuff?
No.
Or, okay, so you can talk about things?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear that, everybody? We can talk about things. All right.
Yes, we can.
And it's not a sworn secrecy. There's no lies. There's no.
No.
Let me just introduce 1 second here, though. Dennis Weatherby has been saved for how long?
40 years ago.
40 years ago. Oh wow. So he's more of a older Christian his whole life.
Yeah.
So okay. So if you found Jesus 40 years ago and then you started this job 35 years ago, so in your 40 years of being a Christian, you always thought that lying was bad, right?
Absolutely. Lying is not good for anybody.
Here's a truth statement there, everybody. So keep watching because, we're going to start asking some interesting, deep questions and some things about conspiracy that's going to be good. So keep watching, everyone. Apparently, to flat earthers that consider themselves Christians, they believe the sun is really close to the earth, and what it does is it goes up and down. It goes around the earth. Now, what do you think about that?
That's not true. The earth goes around the sun.
The reason why these Christians believe that is because, I guess, in ancient times of Egypt, they used to worship the sun. It would be the sun god. So apparently, they believe that the government is hiding all this stuff because they still want us to worship the sun, where we're rotating around the sun because of it. I don't know. So what do you think of that stuff? I mean,
Well, it's the gravitational pull, and all of the, like the sun is the nucleus, and the earth rotates around the nucleus, and all the other planets that we have, Pluto, Venus, Jupiter, all those planets, they're perfectly round, and they rotate around the sun. And we're in a galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, and there's billions and billions of suns with other planets rotating around their star. And there's just billions and billions of stars out there, and we have one that we orbit around.
Now, you know this for a fact, right? Have you seen it?
Yes,
And so in some of your work, you've been able to see this stuff.
yes.
All right, like through what, like telescopes? or-
Telescopes. The Hubble telescope that was put up by NASA several years ago, where we got out of our atmosphere so we can see deeper into space.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting. So that's kind of like when the Bible says basically our universe is always expanding, stretching. So you want to see deeper into space. So does it seem like it's always going? It's an ongoing
Yeah, we've
thing?
never found an end to it.
That's good.
Yeah, we're in a galaxy, Milky Way galaxy. It's a little stretch of suns, and there's billions and billions of other galaxies around.
Oh, wow. That's
So we're like really minute.
compared to the whole universe, huh?
Mhm.
Man. So why do you think God chose us to be alive on this planet and no life on others? Well, let me ask, before I go there, let me ask, do you believe that there's life on other planets?
I haven't proven it, but I believe there probably is.
Yeah, okay. So there might be, now, do you think that aliens have come to this planet?
I don't know for a fact.
Now, if you get into spiritual things, I believe there's demons that might look like these so-called aliens.
I'm sure, yes. Yeah.
You know? All right. Now, how close is the moon? Because everyone thinks the moon is kind of the same as the sun, you know?
Now, the moon, since it goes around the Earth, it gets away. It's, I don't know how many thousands of miles. I think it's 126,000 miles. I don't know for sure. But
Right.
the moon orbits around the Earth just like the Earth orbits around the sun.
Okay, and that's another gravitational thing?
It's like 1/6 of the gravitational pull
Oh, wow.
of the Earth.
Oh, wow. Cool. Guess even in this, I can learn some stuff. Now, how many rockets have you seen personally go into space?
Probably over 220 rockets. I started working in 1981 at Kennedy Space Center when the STS shuttle program was in effect, and I've seen the first shuttle program, the first shuttle, all the way to the 126th shuttle that fly out. So I went through the whole program there, plus other rockets that were put up by the Air Force, which is close to Kennedy Space Center. I've probably seen 40 or 50 of those.
Oh, wow. So you're saying that the Air Force has also done stuff, not just NASA.
Right.
Okay. That's cool. Now, what does the word NASA mean?
National Aeronautical Space Association.
Okay. Okay, so you've seen the rockets go into space, and you've seen them. Now, are there cameras that go up with them?
Yeah.
And then they shoot down, and is that how you can see what the Earth looks like?
Yeah.
And everything else? All right, so explain how that works.
Well, like the shuttle program, when it went up, there's an arm inside the shuttle bay that holds the satellites inside the shuttle, and there's an arm that's made from Canada that picks that satellite up and puts it into orbit and attaches it and lets it go into space. And that arm has cameras on it looking back at the shuttle and the Earth and the satellite that they just released, so they have lots of video.
Nice. I guess another question would be, now how do they get the video linked to what's here on Earth?
They transmit it back to satellites that are already up in space called TDRS satellites, and they transmit the video to that satellite, which transmits down to Earth.
Oh, okay.
There's 5 of them around the Earth.
Oh, okay.
So when it orbits around, they'll lose video for a second or two before they get to the next satellite to transmit back.
Oh, okay. You used to, or you still do kind of work with the video and photos?
I don't work with video now, I work with audio.
Audio, okay, so communication.
But I used to work with video. And all the shuttle launches, they were broadcast from Kennedy Space Center to the media, and then they take the video and broadcast it out to the American people.
Now, what do you think of the whole ordeal that in 1969, that was all a hoax, a fake landing on the moon?
Definitely not. That was true facts. We did land on the moon.
And then how can you explain that? I mean, is there a way to explain that?
Well, they were sending video back from the moon, which went all the way back to Earth, which it went through several satellites that were already in orbit around the Earth.
Now, are those the same satellites that are up there now that you said that the 5 ones?
Some of them are. Some of them's already burnt out, and they put up new ones.
Oh, they put up new ones, okay. And then that just transmitted to Earth. How'd they get that feed to be considered supposedly live? Was it true live, or was it more like sometimes when you film, you get that 2-second delay or 5-second delay?
Oh, it was delayed a lot.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because it had to travel through space for many, many miles.
Oh, okay. So how much of a delay was that?
Really
I know you
know.
weren't there at that time, but
I wasn't there at that time. That was the Apollo mission. That was
Right.
before I got to Kennedy Space Center. But I've been told by other people out there that worked on it, they transmitted back, and it was about somewhere around a 30-minute delay, 20 to 30-minute delay for video to get to Earth
oh wow, that's
to
crazy.
travel back.
Now, what's the delay now since technology is better?
Oh yeah, it's instantaneous.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. It's even better than some churches that have like 2-second delays or something.
Yeah.
Now, what are the ships made out of? I mean, is it like a special metal or
Titanium mostly.
titanium? Now, is that because of like the atmospheres that it has to go through, or why is it?
No, the shuttle program had ceramic tiles on the bottom of it.
Okay.
And they withstand several thousand degrees of heat. So when it comes back through the atmosphere, as soon as it hits the atmosphere is when it starts heating up.
Right.
It gets hot. Well, these tiles keep it from burning up, coming into the atmosphere, and then they land.
Oh, okay. So it's not just metal; it also has ceramic tiles.
Yeah. They had to put that on there. And the reason they put tile on it was because if they made a ceramic tile the solid bottom of the shuttle,
Right.
it would crack because there's no expansion.
Okay,
It
right.
wouldn't expand. So they had to put individual tiles that would expand through the heat and come back and contract when it got out of the heat.
Oh wow.
But that's from friction coming in through the atmosphere.
Right. Right. Now, does it have friction going out of the atmosphere? Like, what does it do for that?
No, it doesn't go fast enough.
Oh, okay. But we are able to basically bust through, what is it, an ozone layer, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I guess some flat earthers think that there's a dome. And the reason why they think that we've never been out there is because we can't pass this dome-looking thing.
No,
But it's
not true.
Not true. So it's not a dome. It's just basically like an ozone layer. It's
Yeah,
something
it's
that,
an atmosphere that you have to go through.
Here's a couple questions I think that are pretty funny. Is everyone, like you and everyone in the place, are you guys brainwashed about all of these answers?
No,
Are you like being told that this is how you have to answer things?
no.
Okay. Because you really didn't actually know we were going to talk about this.
No, I didn't.
So, okay. Like we've already said, is the government doesn't keep these type of things like a secret, right?
No.
Like a flat Earth is not a secret because it doesn't exist. Is
No.
that okay? What else? Yeah, and then the moon landing. That's not a hoax. That's not a secret thing saying, "Oh, we're trying to manipulate people."
No,
So it's all real.
all real.
Okay. Now, everybody, I believe this guy because he's a friend. He's a good Christian man. And, you know, if you have to look things up and try to figure it out for yourself, I mean, you can go back to the Stone Age and do it all over again. That's fine. But, I mean, doesn't the Bible say we got to learn from our elders so that we can keep moving forward. I mean, that's pretty much, you know, I guess a lot of people think, oh, you know, if you believe in science, you can't believe in Christianity.
That's not true,
No,
because I believe in science to a certain extent.
right. And then you believe in the creation.
I definitely believe in the creation.
Okay. Here's a personal question. It has nothing to do with NASA. Is this person's asking? She wants to know how you balance your Christian beliefs with science regarding creation.
Well, I've been a devout Christian for a long, long time, and I also work in science. I work in electronics, and I do have to have a job, so I do work in that probably 8 hours out of the day, which I have 16 hours or more left in 24 hours to be a Christian, and I'm Christian at work also, though. But that's about, what, 1/3?
Right. So let's expound on that. When you are a Christian at work, what do people say to you? Because like the people that don't believe in creation and God, what do those people say to you? Do they get at you? Do they poke fun, or do they just kind of?
Sometimes.
Okay.
You just have to go along with it and do your job.
Okay. So they don't say anything like, why do you believe in God? And
Some ask that, and then I tell them, and then they become Christians also. I've saved a lot of people out at work.
oh, wow. So you've actually brought the gospel message of Christ to them.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then they've also gotten saved, even though they're in a science-related thing.
Yes.
Huh. That's good. Someone asks, are there any real pictures of the Earth?
Yes, quite a few actually. I was going to bring one today and show it to you, but there's a picture from the moon to the Earth, and it shows the full Earth.
Okay. And do some of the pictures, they don't look like, a lot of people think that it's fake on the internet because it looks so crisp and so surreal, I guess, you know, like it just doesn't look as real as it should be. Just a little thing for camera stuff. It's one of the reasons is because nowadays we have 4K, you know, we have a higher resolution, and back in the old days it was all like, you know, blocky and
Very poor resolution.
yeah. So is that why it looks
Plus,
fake, or
plus it has to be transmitted through the atmosphere and then recreated also back at the recorders. So you're going to lose a lot of quality.
okay, but it's still real though, right?
Oh,
I mean, the
definitely
information
real.
that comes to you that you recreate is still
Yeah.
real, right?
Yeah.
But you don't lose pixels from that, do you?
Well, it's not digitized. It was analog at the time when they
Right.
took pictures.
Oh, at that time, right.
Yeah.
But what about now?
Now it's high definition camera work.
So that stuff's real.
Yeah.
All right. So when it gets to you, it doesn't really lose as much.
No.
Okay.
It's all digitized.
All right. So the cameras that are up there now are not like it used to be, where you had to reformat and add things and whatever.
No. There used to be 525 lines of video for analog, and now we're up to 1,055 lines for when you're recording video, it's a higher quality.
Right. That's good. Sorry, guys, if I didn't ask your questions. I hope this video still answered some of them through our conversation and everything. We can do another one. If you guys would like to see Dennis again and ask more questions, we can do that another time. Just leave comments down below and let us know what you would like to ask, and then in a couple months or so, we'll come back to this.
Yep.
So
Thank you.
thank you, guys. Thanks, Dennis, for
You're welcome. Thank
doing
you.
this with me.
All
You're a
right.
great guy. And thanks again for watching, and thanks for being subscribed. If you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button down below. Leave a comment, hit the like button. Let us know what you think, and give us any questions that you might have for next time we film together. Sorry we had to cut this short, and sorry we didn't get to every single question. But you know, life happens, and we just gotta do what we can.